What's your vision of your tomorrow? Is it to be the best version of you? Maybe your desire is to inspire, to help the next generation and be their heroes? Tomorrow, at times, you may fall. You may experience pain. And you may come face to face with failure. But when you do, we'll be there to help you get up. Keep you moving forward and not look back. We're here to help you achieve your dreams. To work hand in hand together. To improve our community and surroundings for the better. Let's come up with tomorrow's radical ideas and implement tomorrow's cool solutions that'll put smiles on everyone's faces. So, do you have that burning desire to stay on top, keep abreast of new trends, and pick up new skills? To become tomorrow's leader, tomorrow's shaker, tomorrow's mover? Are these your aspirations? This is what we do at Temasek Polytechnic. Here, we are creating tomorrow, today.
Hello everyone. A very good morning to parents and prospective students. My name is Peng Chin. All right, I'm your facilitator for this morning's webinar. Thank you so much for sparing time on a Saturday morning and join us in this webinar. Here's what we will be discussing this morning. All right, there are 3 segments, starting with an overview of Temasek Poly, and then we'll move on to understand how the School of Engineering can help you engineer your future. Last but not least, we will have a Q&A session to answer any queries you have to the best we can. All right. Thank you so much for the question you have provided us when you sign up for this webinar. Rest assured that we'll put them in the parking lot for the time being, and we hope that you can find some of this answer in the information we're about to share shortly. All right. Otherwise, your question will be answered during the Q&A segment. All right, just want to make sure that there is no stone left unturned, yeah? All right, so now without further ado, let's kickstart the first segment with a word from our principal and CEO of Temasek Polytechnic, Mr. Peter Lam.
Hello students and parents. Thank you very much for joining us at Temasek Polytechnic's Open House webinar. You will be hearing about the options and opportunities available at TP and learn more about the admissions exercise that is coming up. I hope you will find the session useful. This coming week is an important one for you students as you decide on what to do next after your O-levels or after ITE. There are many good options available, whether you choose to go to a junior college or pick one of the courses that are offered by the 5 polytechnics. My advice to you is to choose a course of study that will best suit your interest, aptitude, and style of learning. If you decide to come to TP, please be assured that you will be in good hands for the next 3 years. We are committed to do our best to prepare our students for a world where industries are always evolving and where technology is constantly disrupting the way we live, study, and work. Beyond industry-specific knowledge and skills, TP also equips our students with skills that will make them strong leaders, innovative thinkers, and agile lifelong learners. We also develop our students to become responsible global citizens who can make meaningful contributions wherever they may go. So as educators, we are committed to nurturing your talents and abilities and empower you with the right skills so that you can achieve your dreams and create your own tomorrows, whatever that vision or aspiration may be. So I encourage you to explore our courses, our curricula, and our campus lifestyle. Today's webinar will give you a good opportunity for that. You can also continue to explore our open house website after this and listen to the sharing sessions by our lecturers, students, and even alumni, so that you can get a very good idea of what the TP experience could also mean for you. From 13th of January onwards, we will also be providing more one-on-one online consultations as well as course preview talks. Please go to our website at tp.edu.sg for more information and updates. And I wish you all the best for your O-level results, and I certainly hope to see you in Temasek Polytechnic. Please enjoy the rest of the webinar.
You have just heard from our PCO, Mr. Peter Lam. Temasek Polytechnic has 6 schools: School of Applied Science, Business, Design, School of Engineering, Humanities and Social Sciences, last but not least, School of Informatics and IT. Altogether, we offer 36 full-time diplomas and 3 common entry programs. The 3 common programs are from School of Engineering, School of Business, and School of Informatics and IT. This is our TP student profile that we are trying to curate. Through our curriculum, CCA, and campus life, we hope to groom and develop our students to be a future-oriented creator, be a value-centered leader, as well as a lifelong learner. We want to achieve this with a balance in both domain and life skills. I hope you understand how important is it for the students to acquire these attributes. As we have experienced during this pandemic, we need to be more career resilient, creative, and continuously learning new skills to stay relevant. Here's our education philosophy, particularly in Temasek Polytechnic. We place great emphasis on applied learning, technology-enabled learning, and very strong partnership with our industry partners to run our curriculum, setting off our centers of excellence, focusing not just on internships, major projects, but consultancy services as well. Here's just to showcase some of these industry-driven facilities, which we call them the centers of excellence, and I will cover them with more details in our talk later. Beyond the 3 features of our education philosophy which I have shared earlier, these are the 2 focus areas that are uniquely Temasek Poly: global exposure and our care culture. Despite the restriction on travel due to pandemic, we still have our students involved in global exposure in other ways of engagement. For example, interaction with foreign students, foreign lecturers, foreign businessmen through webinar or cultural exchange online. When the sky is clear, we will resume our global exposure activities in full swing with many exciting programs. Next, our learning environment is built upon our strong culture of caring. The care culture is our trademark that differentiates us from others, and I will elaborate more as I go into the next segment later. Here's an overview of our academic structure. Apart from the diploma core subjects and the diploma elective in the area of specialization within the diploma, all Temasek Poly students will take a set of subjects called the TP Fundamentals to provide them with essential life skills, as you can see over here. I'd like to provide you with some insights into common entry programs. I've mentioned earlier that we have common entry programs in these 3 schools: Business, Engineering, and IT. This is what it looks like comparing common entry programs and direct entry to the diploma course. Common entry program is meant for anyone who are not sure which course to pursue, and you may need more time to consider. Join first and then decide later in SEM 1 or SEM 2. Now, the most valuable part about joining common entry program is that we don't just leave you alone to think about the course. We will organize course talks and ECG talks to assist you to make an informed decision. However, if you are very sure about the course you want to pursue, our advice to you is to apply direct the diploma course. Here are the critical points for the upcoming joint admission exercise. This is open to O-level holders. It will be next week, 12 to 17 January. You just need to make one application indicating your 12 choices of courses across all the institutions, and the system will provide you with one offer. Fret not if you need more details or like to make inquiry on any courses. Do check out our website for the necessary webinars, course talks, as well as online course advisement. And we highly encourage you to register for these sessions. Other than JAE, there are other admission exercises ongoing during this period. Thought I'd highlight to you the PFP admission exercise Polytechnic Foundation Program. This exercise is meant for NA students, not all NA, but the top 15%. Similar to JAE, opening period is 12 to 17 January. One application where you make up to 5 choices across the polytechnics, and the system will provide you with one offer. Please check out our website for more details or attend any of the specific course talks or diploma talks to understand the detailed requirement to the course that you are looking for. Polytechnic Foundation Program is a true train program to polytechnic education. Do a one-year foundation before joining the diploma you have selected in PFP. In PFP, you have the domain cluster subjects relating to the school you have joined. Together with the cluster subjects, students will also study PFP core subjects like communications and mathematics, as you have seen over here. I'd like to also make aware to you another admission exercise during this period. This is meant for ITE 9-Tech and higher 9-Tech holders. Do note that the application period is later, 21st to 25th February. You can submit up to 8 choices across the different polys, and the system will make one offer. Again, please check out our website for more details and to understand the detailed requirement for the course that you're looking for. All right, we have come to the end of segment 1. Please feel free to send in your question by clicking the Q&A button, and we'll attend to your question at the end of segment 2 of this webinar, where I will invite the course chair to provide you the answer. All right, so but in the meanwhile, I noticed that there's some questions coming in. I may just take a quick time to try to answer them. One of the questions that I get is that is JAE selection exercise first come first serve? No. It's not first come first serve. It's by merit. All right, it's by merit. So I hope that answer to your question. And another one is what is the project work weightage? Is the course project work based on course, and are there exams here and there? Yeah. Depending on different subject has different content nature and then the course nature of the subject. So it depends. But definitely project work is one part of our hands-on type of assessment. And we cannot generalize that project work is fixed at X percentage. Right? It all depends on the subject nature. All right. But project work is one part of it. And then we have lab work, lab tests, and also we have theory tests. So the question about exam, there's no single exam that determines everything. Exam is just one part of the assessment, typically around maybe 30%. All right, so you can have the other 70% based on continuous assessment. So roughly like that. And along the way, more and more of our subjects are now moving away from exam. All right, so I hope that answer to your question. All right, and then I also have some other question that was that we have received when you apply for this webinar. And there's a question on SPM for Malaysia has been postponed to March. All right, can I apply for diploma with my school exam result? Yes, please feel free to apply through using your school exam results. All right, we will consider that as well. And a couple more questions regarding PFP. What is the what you call the cutoff point, and what's the intake size of the PFP? Okay, now typically across all the polys, typically we accept about 300 students from the eligible A levels, N level students for PAP. And 300 is a poly-wide, and then it will apportionate to all the different courses in Temasek Poly or within the Polytechnic. So you can see that let's say certain course, the intake is very small, 50, then by the time the 300 number of students we accept for the PAP, apportionate to them maybe a few only. All right. So in that case, this is a number that's quite uncertain, and also because of the small number, we cannot give you a very accurate, say for example, what is the cutoff point for the particular course, what you call for the what you call the PAP intake. All right, so the number is really too small to have any meaning or accurate reference for you. So this is what I want to kind of like let you answer for you. All right, so I think with that, I think I better get on to the second segment right now, and we'll come back again for more questions. And please feel free to post them through the Q&A button. All right, let me now take you into the second segment of our webinar. Now we are more focused on the School of Engineering. All right, and we would like you to understand how the School of Engineering can help you understand, can help you engineer your future.
We engineer your future. At Temasek Polytechnic, we work with the top industry leaders so that you get your hands on technology when it's invented, not when it's printed on textbooks. At Temasek Polytechnic, cutting-edge manufacturing centers allow you to explore the future of Industry 4.0 before you even take the first step into the working world. At Temasek Polytechnic, students learn real skills that will help you fly high and go far. Our lecturers are your friends. They're also industry experts from around the world, here to use their extensive knowledge to expand yours. Here, all the resources that you could ever need to unleash your full creative potential are available at the simple tap of your Temasek Polytechnic student ID card. Feel free to remotely program our robots from the comforts of your bedroom or 3D print the product of your dreams. At Temasek Polytechnic, we make real, tangible contributions to society, such as the world's smallest and lightest hydrogen fuel cell, the first automated wearable artificial kidney, or our 3D printed dental crowns. Industry-changing ideas that were born and bred right here on our campus. Oh, and by the way, we're located right beside Bedok Reservoir, giving us easy access to our partner programs with SUTD and SIT, and of course, a really big backyard. At Temasek Polytechnic, we go above and beyond to bring the world of engineering to your fingertips. Whether you're into robots, drones, airplanes, race cars, or just dreaming up a whole new world in your mind. At Temasek Polytechnic, we engineer your future.
Welcome to the School of Engineering. Yes, we engineer your future. In the School of Engineering, together, we will co-create tomorrow by walking with you in your 3 years of learning journey with us, providing you with the opportunity in our campus of tomorrow with our state-of-art facilities and programs, and finally, empowering you to create your own future, be it becoming an entrepreneur, getting into your dream jobs, or to further your studies. These are the 4 aspects of our holistic curriculum on how we can engineer your future. Experiential learning, learning beyond classroom, more than engineering, and last but not least, global exposures. Before I go into the detail on each of these aspects of our curriculum, let's see how a typical day is like in our school.
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. Finding life along the way, melodies we haven't played. No, I don't want no rest. Echoing around these walls, fighting to create a song. I don't wanna miss a beat.
Let me start off with experiential learning. When we talk about experiential learning, we want the class to be engaging, and thus our class size is small, 25 maximum. The class will be facilitated by our friendly lecturers, so to allow students to cope with the transition in poly curriculum, which is a totally new learning experience for secondary school leavers. Next, we adopt a hands-on approach in our teaching. Many of our subjects are heavily weighted on continuous assessment. There is no single exam for the subject to determine your grades, just like the O-levels. The next aspect of experiential learning is internships. All our final year students were attached to our industry partners to work and learn to handle real-world problems. This is to develop their confidence and skills when they join the industry after they graduate. Let's hear from the student what does this experiential learning meant for them.
Initially, I was enrolled in junior college, but I realized soon after that I did not click with their style of learning. I preferred a more hands-on approach in my education, and that was when I transitioned to the polytechnic route.
I chose TP for its experiential learning, small class size, and focus on hands-on learning. With a smaller class size, the lecturers will be more attentive to you and be able to help you whenever you are in need.
What I like about my course is that it has plenty hands-on skilled lessons. Aerospace Electronics offers a practical module by the world-renowned Lufthansa Technical Training.
A significant event for me was the experimental research program, which allowed me to learn beyond the modules of my course.
In poly, my exam only consists of 30% of my whole module. So where is the other 70%? So the other 70% is actually based on continuous assessment, which is spread out very evenly throughout the whole semester. Once I'm done with one continuous assessment, I can just put it aside and focus on the next one all the way that leads up to my exam.
Moving on from experiential learning, I shall now share with you what's learning beyond classroom. We are backed by our future-ready world-class facilities. In the School of Engineering, we have 11 industry-based learning centers, which we call them the Centers of Excellence. These centers offer industry-accredited courses. Our students will benefit from all these industry-standard learning facilities that can help them become successful technopreneurs. We are proud to share with you our track record of more than $10 million worth of R&D fundings with more than 10 technology startups. Just to give you a better idea on our Center of Excellence, here is one that was featured in the news.
A $7 million center in Temasek Polytechnic focusing on advanced manufacturing technologies. Education Minister Chan Chun Sing says similar training centers for other fields will be built across the island to inspire and equip students and workers alike to seize new opportunities.
We talk about attracting quality investment. We talk about leveling up our SMEs' capabilities as an ecosystem. But ultimately, the third and most important point is this: our ability to train the next generation of workers that can embrace all the technologies that we spoke about. Internet of Things, robotics, and so forth.
The center will train about 2,500 people per year and help small and medium-sized firms innovate. This as countries race to open up amid the COVID-19 pandemic and attract investments. Industry partners have been brought in to keep the facility relevant to the sector.
We have just heard that we have an excellent and proven curriculum. Next, we want to ensure everyone start off in a level playing field and progress well in their curriculum. One important characteristic that we would like to differentiate ourselves from others is our care culture. We call our class care group, and each care group is taken care by a lecturer whom we call the care person. The care person will take care of students' well-being, assisting them in their academic and administrative matters. Over and above all this, we have a suite of student care services attending to your financial needs, career preparation, social and emotional counseling, etc. Next, the free access lab. As the students are picking up new subjects, the practical learning time may not be enough for them to learn to use the instruments or equipment, and we recognize their learning needs. So we open up the free access lab for students to do their project work, practice their lab skills, and gain confidence in using the instruments anytime when they have free time slots in their timetable. I'd like to share another interesting and very unique program we have put in place for our students, the Learning Support Program. Every Wednesday and Friday afternoons are usually free slots in the student timetable. We have arranged for Learning Support Program during these free time slots. Students who require additional help are free to attend this session, and they will be assisted by lecturers and senior students if they have any questions regarding what was taught during the lesson time. This is equivalent to free tuition class for those who need help in their schoolwork. Let's hear from students who have benefited from these programs.
My lecturers and friends have shown care and guidance for me to do well in this course, and I feel that this is a main pillar of strength for me to do well in the future as well as now.
The school actually provides learning support program, also known as LSP. So during LSP, our lecturers will run through the topics once more to help us better understand the module and topics. And also, my lecturer actually opened up the lab outside of our timetable schedule, so it was a free access lab for us to just enter and to just practice our practical skills and to strengthen our foundation.
But what about your future? Right? What about your career? Now that is where we have this group of people known as career guidance. Now what do? They help you, they help you path this way, right? To guide you on what you really want to do. So guys, those of you out there, do not worry guys. Be it your academic ways, be it your non-academic ways, TP has got your back.
My advice to juniors out there who are interested in coming to Temasek Polytechnic is to make full use of the facilities that are available to you. Whether it be the school library or the labs, make sure you take full advantage of these facilities so that you can fully enjoy what Poly has to offer.
We have gone from experiential learning to learning beyond classroom. I shall now talk about what more than engineering we have in store for you. These are the opportunities we have in store for our students. Every student have the opportunity to be exposed to leadership trainings. And we have more than 60 scholarships, both internal and external, to support our students in their learning needs. Last but not least, we have more than 15 student clubs to help our students develop their leaderships. Although CCA is not compulsory, but CCA activities will provide our students a holistic development so to become a value-centered and caring leaders when they step out of the school into their career. This is one scholarship I want to highlight to you. In the School of Engineering, we have dedicated scholarship called the Temasek Polytechnic Scholarship Engineering. I'd like to let you know that 30 of our Temasek Polytechnic Scholarship are allocated to School of Engineering alone. The other 30 are located among the other 5 schools in Temasek Poly. So why is it so special having a dedicated engineering scholarship? In our tomorrow's world, in fact, you are seeing some of this happening right now. Robots serving food in restaurants, drones flying around for surveillance, electric cars on the road, artificial intelligence, data analytics, so on and so forth. So in our tomorrow's world, we need a lot of well-trained, talented engineering people. Let's hear from students who have benefited from these opportunities.
So for external activities in Temasek Polytechnic, there are a lot of options, but I was enrolled in the TP Lead program. It's more of a character development program where I once volunteered for a Meet the People session where we get to join our local MPs in their respective regions.
In TP, currently I have 3 CCAs and I'm also participating in World Skills competition overseas. I really feel grateful for all these opportunities that I can get because I don't think that I would have known about all these opportunities if I had gone to JC or other polys.
So some external events that I've been through at TP is actually there are many programs such as a mentorship program that I'm actually in right now where Harvard graduates actually mentor me and help me to develop my personal as well as professional skills.
Currently, I am an active member and the Vice President of my CCA club, the Engineering Student Ambassadors. Also, I was awarded the Temasek Engineering Scholarship, and that gave me the opportunity to be selected for the Engineers program.
As mentioned earlier, we need many engineering talents. For those who are able to cope with their studies, we want to develop their potential further by putting them through our Temasek Engineers program. As you have heard from the student sharing, In this Temasek Engineers program, they will be trained and given opportunities to lead and to increase their technical competency through skill-deepening trainings. At the end of the day, we hope to develop our students with a heart to serve our community, our society with what they have learned. We are very proud of this engineers program. One of the participants in this program is Surya, who has been recently awarded the PSC scholarship. He has been featured in the news as I've shown over here. This engineers program has been implemented here in our School of Engineering for about 3 years. And we have seen 2 other of our students, Patrick and Joel, who have also been benefited from the program and received the PSC scholarship like Surya. By the way, this program is not to produce PSC scholars, but I just thought of using this as a reference on how the program has helped to prepare our students to the fullest beyond academics. This is something we are very proud of our students' achievements. These are some of the awards won by our students both at national and international level. It's a testimonial of our engineering competency, and it's a good reflection of our curriculum to prepare students in the engineering field. Here's a video to show you how far our students can go in this award-winning competition. One of our purpose and objective in our holistic curriculum is to develop our graduates to become passionate and lifelong learners. From past data, we have seen more than 60% of our graduates progressing to the universities, local, private, or overseas. And about 10% progress to take specialist diploma or work study program. Don't get me wrong that only 60% is qualified for universities. The rest would like to join the industry first. Say for example, he may be needed to support his families, experience the industry first, and then perhaps some years later, he will go back to the school again to further his study. Some may want to be their own bosses and become a technopreneur. To help fulfill the aspiration of our students, we have worked with our local university on University Pathway Program. And one such program is TP-SUTD program.
20 engineering students from Temasek Polytechnic will get to take relevant modules conducted by the Singapore University of Technology and Design. The new Through Train program is part of efforts to increase the number of pathways for poly students. Tan Se-Hui with this report.
Temasek Polytechnic School of Engineering is offering a Through Train program for students starting this year. The 4 eligible diploma courses are Electronics, Mechatronics, Biomedical Engineering, and Computer Engineering. Students will be assessed on their academic grades and interview performance at the end of the second year. Once selected, they can start taking modules from the Singapore University of Technology and Design.
I get to get my bachelor degree in 3 years, which is very interesting because it's an accelerated program. I eventually hope I can get a career that I'm very passionate about and I really enjoy.
This isn't TP's first Through Train program. It also has a tie-up with the Singapore Institute of Technology for Mechatronics students, and it says they've seen increased interest in such pathways, especially in the engineering sector.
In the next few years, we are going to see a need for very unique capabilities and unique products coming out from the manufacturing sector in Singapore. So in preparation for this, the universities as well as the polytechnics are working towards preparing our students and graduates with such skills.
More of such pathways are expected to roll out in the coming years.
There are plenty of options now as the Ministry of Education tries to diversify the education landscape and increase the number of pathways. And therefore, the polytechnics have been trying to capture the interest of secondary school leavers.
Professor Tan adds that it's encouraging to see a diversification of such pathways, which give parents and students more options to enter tertiary institutions.
As you have seen from the news clip, we have collaborated with SUTD for this University Pathway Program, where some part of the SUTD University modules are integrated into our students' Year 3 curriculum, such that they will gain a one-year exemption when they join SUTD. Comparing to A-levels grads, students who have completed this program will study 3 years instead of 4 years in SUTD. From experiential learning to learning beyond classroom and more than engineering, we will get you out from our literate dot and prepare you with global exposure. Here's a series of overseas programs we have in store for our students, from days to weeks and even months. Our overseas internship program will last for 3 to 4 months, community projects 1 to 2 weeks. Overseas study trips and global study trips will typically be around 1 week or a few days. We are very serious with our overseas program, as we hope every Temasek Polytechnic student will make an overseas trip through one of these programs at least once in their 3 years of study with us. Though we have suspended this overseas program due to the pandemic, rest assured, we will be back when the sky clears up. Fret not for some who are financially strapped. We will offer you a suite of financial support to support you for our overseas programs. Here, we want to make sure every of our students will have a peace of mind to walk through their learning journey with us. With our strong and global network with universities, industry, government bodies, these are the 10 diplomas and 1 program we have curated for you. The diplomas are organized in 3 clusters. The diploma in aviation management, aerospace electronics and aerospace engineering are in the aviation and aerospace cluster. The engineering cluster consists of diploma in biomedical engineering, business processes and system engineering, computer engineering, electronics and mechatronics. The diploma in architectural technology and building services and the diploma in integrated facility management are in the built environment cluster. You may notice there is a program, the Common Engineering Program. This is not a diploma, but rather, as the name suggests, a program that opens up to applicants who wish to join engineering but not too sure which course to choose. So they will join the program first and decide later their diploma of choice after semester 1 or semester 2. For those who are very sure the course they want, we will advise them to apply direct at the diploma counter. If you want to know more about these courses, please feel free to check out our website. Well, I've come to the end of my sharing with you about what we can offer to you from the School of Engineering. Do check out our social media on all the happenings around our school. We will now open up for the third segment, Q&A. If you have any questions, please feel free to post them by clicking onto the Q&A button, and we will try to answer them shortly. Hello. All right. Hello once again. We have just shared with you what we can offer to you from the School of Engineering. And please continue to send in your question through the Q&A button. And in the meantime, I will bring on board the course chair who will help to answer your question. In fact, they have been doing so just now, answering really diligently to your question that you have. So you will see them live and bring them in the front stage right now. All right. Now, from the aviation and the aerospace cluster, we have Abbas.
Hello, good morning, everyone.
Abbas is the course chair from aviation management. And we have Phok Heng. Phok Heng is the course chair for aerospace electronics. Good morning, Phok Heng. Hi, Phok Heng.
Good morning.
Yeah, Phok Heng must be very busy answering the question just now in the background. All right. All right. So next we have a lady in a male dominant course, aerospace engineering. Her name is Poti. Hello, Poti.
Hello, good morning, everyone. Thank you for your time to join this webinar.
All right, thanks, Poti. Next, I will introduce you to my colleague from the engineering cluster. All right, we have Adrian. Adrian is a course chair from biomedical engineering.
Hi, good morning.
Adrian.
Good morning.
Next, we have Hin Lun. Hin Lun is a course chair for the course with one of a very long name, Business Process and System Engineering. Good morning, Hin Lun.
Hi, morning, everyone.
All right. Next, we have Xiao Qiang. Xiao Qiang is a course chair for computer engineering. Good morning, Xiao Qiang.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us.
Right. And next, we have Chap Mang. Chap Mang is a course chair for electronics engineering. Hi, Chap Mang.
Hi, good morning, everyone.
All right. Now we are going to see another lady from another male-dominant course, Diploma in Mechatronics. Let's welcome Choi Ping. Choi Ping is a course chair for mechatronics.
Hello, everyone.
Okay, now you see, for those people watching this webinar, time has changed. The gender equality in engineering is even getting more balanced now already. Okay. So last but not least, we have our colleague from the Built Environment cluster. All right, we have Patrick, course chair for integrated facility management. Good morning,
hi, everyone.
And last but not least, in our panelists, I'm going to introduce you to Williana. Hi, good morning, Williana. Williana is a course chair for architecture, technology, and building services. Hi, Williana.
Hi, good morning, everyone.
Okay, by the way, this course, Architecture, Technology, and Building Services, was launched last year. All right, it's a newly launched course last year. All right, just for your information. Okay, so we are all here ready to answer the questions from the participant. And let me start with something, related to pandemic. Related to pandemic, something. I have not been traveling for quite a while already, because I think the aerospace industry was being hit. At one time, last year, wow, the government opened up the VTL flight. Wow, I'm so excited. And then within days or weeks, alamak, the VTL flight was suspended. Okay. So I think I need to bring on board my colleagues from the aerospace and aviation cluster to give us some insights on this sector, this industry, especially for students who are studying aerospace course. What will be their opportunity and job opportunity and prospect like? So can I bring on board my colleagues from aerospace and aviation cluster to give us some insights?
Okay, thank you, Peng Ching. Can I take the first time to at least address these pandemic issues in aviation? As I agree that pandemic has impacted the aviation industry quite a lot, including aerospace. But I think for now, we can see signs of recovery slowly and surely that aviation is actually in the road of recovery. So we can see that some borders start opening with VTL arrangement, and that create opportunity in aviation industry in terms of manpower, and some airports start to have more flight. That also for Singapore, there's no different. In fact, now I was told some aviation company already started hiring to prepare for this recovery. So for students joining aviation or even aerospace, not to worry, because you still have opportunity. Still three years to go, and by then hopefully that we are fully recovered, and there's plenty of job opportunity. And aviation still demand a lot of manpower, because the industry growing ever increasing throughout the year, and Asia Pacific is one of the focal point of recovery throughout the world. With that, maybe over to you, my colleague from Aerospace Engineering and Electronics.
Yep.
Okay, I can share a little bit of what I know. Yes, the pandemic did hit, but things are looking brighter now. According to the latest forecast by the industry expert, I think they are forecasting that the passenger traffic is going to recover slightly below 20% less of the pre-COVID situation. They are also forecasting that the maintenance, repair, and overhaul for both airframe and engines will also be recovering pretty fast. In fact, as what Abbas have shared, the hiring has started. In fact, we are looking at very healthy numbers of hiring from companies like Caesar, GE Aviation. So by the time you graduate and join the aerospace industry, I believe you will be well in demand. Foking, you have anything to add to this question?
If you are thinking of resuming travel, is that when looking for organs, when all the borders open up, in the past, you look for the cheapest airfare. I think moving forward.
Foking, we are not hearing you well.
So I think to add on is just to say that there is actually good recovery. So moving forward, by the time you join us and be trained, by the time you graduate, okay, the aviation sector is expected to go back into pre-COVID hiring. So not a problem for jobs. That's what I have. Right. So continue.
Okay, I think Foking, your audio may not be that good. Perhaps I can just sum it up for all. As far as AMS, AEG, and AAL graduates are concerned, I think by the time you graduate, according to the industry forecast and according to the science that we are now observing, you will be in demand. So not to worry about career prospects. Back to you, Peng Chin.
Okay, thank you for giving us some perspective, and in this industry, I'm actually feel very encouraged. I have accumulated a lot of leave waiting to be spent overseas already. Hope that the aerospace industry will give me some chance to spend some of my leave. All right, now a couple
Don't worry,
of
Ming Ching. We already making arrangement for flight to start booking now.
Wow. Thank you, man, Abbas. All right. Okay, a couple of very interesting questions that we see, in during the registration of the webinar. Some of the question that's coming in. I think it's all boils down to the differences between the different aviation, the courses in the aerospace and aviation sector. There's different courses like, what is aviation management, and what is the difference between aerospace electronics, aerospace engineering, and there's one more, what is called aeronautical study. What are all these different aspects of the courses? I believe the participant would like to have a good idea when they apply for the courses in this cluster. Can you guys give some light on this?
Okay, let me just briefly talk about aviation management. In aviation management, we are in the School of Engineering, but our course basically a business operation related subject. The roles that the student will move into when they graduate, like manning or running the airport, airline, cabin crew. So we are not engineering, and we offer student a chance to fly as pilot, cabin crew. So these are basically what the student will expect upon graduation. Over to you, Poti and Hu-Hing.
Okay. Ping Ching, you talk about aeronautical engineering.
Right.
I think this is the diploma name for Singapore Poly or Ngee Ann Poly. They are the same, whether it's aeronautical engineering or aerospace engineering. Our curriculum with regards to aerospace engineering is similar across the 5 poly. That's the first question that I like to address. Now, indeed, I do see some questions regarding the difference between aerospace engineering and aerospace electronics. I'm the course chair from aerospace engineering, so let me share with you a little bit about aerospace engineering. We train students on airframe and engines. So in other words, we equip them with hand skills, the foundation knowledge, so that, you know, when they graduate and they want to join the industry, they can start to build up their experience in maintaining the airframe or maintaining the engines. Now, if maintenance is not what you like to do, then perhaps you can also look into, you know, going into quality inspection, looking into non-destructive inspection work, or even planning. So that should roughly give you an idea what aerospace engineering training is all about. Hu-Hing, if your audio is fine, would you like to share with the audience what aerospace electronics is all about?
Oh, for aerospace electronics, okay, we deal with the aircraft onboard radio communication system, navigation system, as well as also in-flight entertainment system. So we also train students in broad-based electronics so that they can also work in microelectronics industry, which is doing very well. 2022 will be very exciting for aerospace electronics because we are launching a new elective cluster. We will be teaching students unmanned aircraft operations. We will be so-called teaching students about the legislation in Singapore on drones, and then also teach them a little bit on drone flying and that stuff. Other elective subjects we bring on board will be on Internet of Things and also intelligent automation systems. So it's a very exciting year for us as we have a new elective launch from 2022. Over, back to you, Ping Chin.
Hey,
Ping Chin, can I add something, Ping Chin? Because I think there's since we are in the aviation cluster, there's a lot of question on pilot, how to become pilot. I think the 3 diploma offer a chance for students to experience flying and obtain PPL during the curriculum. Okay, and this flying program are embedded or part of the curriculum during the 6 months of internship. So they don't need to take this course outside their curriculum. So if those interested to fly, you can join any of our program, the 3 program, and then you apply for the course and you get selected, then you are en route to get your PPL. But however, if you are really interested in commercial, for AMS, we have some subjects like math study, planning, flight. So these are subjects that will help the student to obtain their commercial pilot in future. So there's a slight difference in terms of program, but you can choose any of the diploma here to obtain your PPL while you are in study in TP. Thank you, Benji.
Hey, thanks, Abbas. Yeah, just now when we started off with the AA cluster, you know, giving some insights into the very uncertainty aerospace industry these days. But I look at the questions from the participant now. I think they are more upbeat than the industry right now. They are wanting to be pilot the sun, and then also wanting to be an aerospace engineer. All right, so I think this is very encouraging. But this is a very interesting question. Can I become an aerospace engineer through taking diploma courses like electronics and mechatronics? Anybody want to give some light on this?
Probably I can start the ball rolling. The aircraft itself is a very complex machine. There are electronics, there are computer systems, and of course, as far as the airframe is concerned, there's a structure, there's an engine that's propelling the propulsion. If you are a graduate from electronics and mechatronics diploma, I believe you still can enter into the aerospace industry. And while you are working, you can actually learn a little bit more about the theory of flight, how the aircraft flies, so that you can have a better appreciation when you do repair, design, or troubleshooting. So in summary, yes, I think graduates from electronics industry and the mechatronics industry they are able to get a job in the aerospace industry. I'm not sure if Chak Ming or Chai Ping has anything to add to this question.
Yes, thanks, Poti. Chai Ping here. I would like to add on. Before aerospace diploma was launched, in fact, mechatronics has been here for 31 years. Some of our students actually, based on their own passion, they actually took the flying program on their own accord. Okay, in their spare time, Saturday, Sunday, they actually go for all this training. Where a few students successfully obtained the private pilot license. And our graduate actually also work in various industry. Aerospace is one of them. Okay, so it all really depends on our students' interest in their career aspiration. They can go into a very diverse industry sector, not only limited to mechanical engineering or precision engineering. We have students work in the electronic sector under the semicon industry. This is also a fast and growing industry. Thank you.
Maybe I add a little bit. For electronics, yes, our electronics course do train students for a wide range of course industries. And one of it is definitely make available for them to able to access and work in the electronics profession in the aerospace industry. All right, so therefore electronics course, besides training the student for the core of electronics, also have an elective allow students to have exposure in the aerospace electronics area. And then yes, definitely we have graduates from electronics are employed in the aerospace industry. All these are subject to the students' interest, which industry they want to access or to be working in. And of course, electronics industry student, when they graduate, not only can work in the electronics industry, there are many applications that require electronics. For example, medical devices, for example, clean energy area, for example, autonomous vehicles, for example, robotics, all these will need electronics professional. So all these are available for our graduates to work in. Thank you.
All right, thank you, colleagues, for giving us the insights here. One thing I want to add on here, I thought it's a good time to address a very general question. Although it's general question, but I thought it's an appropriate time to cut in here. There was a question to say that what differentiates the Temasek Poly engineering course from the rest of the poly. I may want to take this opportunity to mention that now our aerospace courses in Temasek Poly are certified SAR 147. All right. In fact, Temasek Poly is CAS certified AMTO. I think it stands for Aircraft Maintenance Training Organization. Correct me if I'm wrong, AA colleagues. So I think this is a very good industry accredited training center for us to run these aerospace courses. So really, this really differentiates what we have from us with other polytechnic. In terms of the course and curriculum, because we are driving towards industry-based. And on top of that, the softer side, I want to mention how do we differentiate ourselves from the rest. You can see from my presentation just now, we have a number of programs to help students adjust into their year one poly curriculum. We have the free access lab, we have that what I call learning support program, so on and so forth, just to make sure that we mitigate the transition for post-secondary school leavers into our Temasek Polytechnic School of Engineering curriculum. And on top of that, in Temasek Polytechnic, we have a known culture of a care culture. We call our class care group, care person. All right, the care is a big word when we walk around in this campus. So I hope that will give you some idea about the environment, the what you call that, the atmosphere, our culture here, all right, in Temasek Poly. All right, that's a general question that I'm trying to address by cutting. Anything I want to add on for our colleagues from AA?
I think it's good, Peng Chin. Thank you for sharing our unique selling points. And I believe our engineering cluster has also our unique selling points with the newly launched AMC.
Right, definitely. Thanks. All right, so I think we have enough on AA cluster. We have enough. So I thought maybe at this time we try to address some general type of question first. General type of question. The general type of question will be something like, okay, like things like, okay, if I don't have a math background, all right, I want to do engineering course, all right, engineering course. So can I do it? How do I do it? Is it possible? Right, I may want to invite course share common engineering, Mary, to give us some insight on this. How the students feel okay if they didn't take AMAT? Can they AMAT? Are they okay to do engineering courses? And same goes to science and mathematics.
Yeah, thanks, Peng Ching, and good morning, everyone. Okay, this is a very common query that we get from students, prospective students and parents. I don't have AMATs, or can my child deal with in physics and science related subjects? Okay, is it going to be difficult? Okay, so let me tell you all, we take in students not only from O level, we have students coming from ITE, we have students coming from foreign institutions, overseas students, and they are all coming from very diverse backgrounds. Okay, so when they come from diverse backgrounds, the way we have designed our curriculum is to make sure that all these students are able to cope with the engineering subjects. So when we start with our year 1, we have engineering mathematics 1, which builds on the foundation of all the mathematics, calculus and concepts that is needed for the engineering subjects. And to help the students, because definitely when they come from different backgrounds, some of them may find it easy, some find it more difficult. So when to adjust, we also have this learning support program, which we saw in the video which Peng Ching was sharing with all of you. Right, we have the learning support program, which is a very unique point in School of Engineering, where we have dedicated lecturers from the coordinating team, from the various subject coordinating teams, conducting these sessions on Wednesday afternoon and Friday afternoon for our students. So students can just go in there, and the lecturers are there to answer their questions, solve examples with them, clarify their concepts. And this program is there for all the year 1 subjects: engineering mathematics, circuit analysis, digital fundamentals, and so on. Yeah, I hope that answers the question. Over to you, Peng Ching.
Thank you. Thanks, Mary. Since you are the course chair for Common Engineering Program, there's one very interesting question says that what is Common Engineering? Is it a diploma to be awarded at the end of the course? I think we need to, share with everybody this understanding about the program, a Common Engineering Program.
Correct. Yeah. Thanks. So this is another misconception. Okay. So let me just tell you a little bit about what is Common Engineering Program. Okay. We are taking about 465 students in Common Engineering Program in April 2022, and it's a common entry point for 7 exciting diploma programs. So in School of Engineering, we have 10 diploma courses. 7 of these diploma courses have the same foundation subjects in year 1. Okay, so which are the 7 diplomas? The 7 diplomas are aerospace electronics, aerospace engineering, biomedical, business process and systems, computer engineering, electronics, and mechatronics. And all these diploma courses, the students have the same foundation subjects in year 1. And while they are doing this year 1 subjects, they get a grasp of what is engineering about. Okay. Also during this semester, during their first year, we also arrange workshops and talks for the students from all these 7 diploma programs. Okay, we arrange career guidance sessions so that the students are able to decide what engineering course they want to do. Because most of the time, the students are not sure of which diploma course they want to do. They know they want to do engineering, but should I be taking mechatronics, or should it be electronics or aerospace? They have this dilemma, and that's what we are trying to address here in Common Engineering Program, okay, with the year one. And to answer, is Common Engineering Program a 3-year program? No, it's not a 3-year program. It's Common Engineering Program is your entry point. It's a first year. The first year is common for these 7 diploma programs. Once you are streamed into one of the 7 diplomas, then you will continue to study in that particular diploma. So for example, you are successfully streamed into diploma in electronics, right? You will continue your year 2 and year 3 in diploma in electronics and diploma in mechatronics, and then you graduate with a diploma in mechatronics in the same 3 years as you would be, as any other student who was joining directly into the diploma in mechatronics. Okay, so it's just a common entry point for the first year. After that, once you join your diploma, you will continue in that diploma and graduate in the same 3 years, right? Yeah.
Okay. And, sorry, Mary. So I just thought maybe I can just clarify some of the confusion that the students, that our participants may have, because I think with they thought that the common engineering, by joining the common engineering, they would then have to spend 4 years, because Minister Maliki Osman shared with us yesterday that now Poly can have an avenue to allow students to extend beyond 3 years. So some of the students, which is why I think Chloe is asking, does that mean CEP is a 4-year program? So the answer, you have heard Mary, and the answer is no, it is a common 3-year program. Just that, if you're unsure which diploma you want to go, then perhaps you can start off with common engineering program, and that's what Mary is trying to tell us. Back to you, Mary.
Yeah, thanks, Poti. And I would also like to add on here is that, for some of our students, it is like, they couldn't get into the dream course in the first place because maybe, didn't do well in their O levels and they couldn't go directly into that dream course. So CP gives such students another chance, to come into the CP program. They work very hard in their semester 1 with us, and they use their semester 1 results to get, apply for the dream course. Okay, so when we do our streaming, when we do our streaming into the 7 diploma programs, what we do is we don't look at the O-level results of the student. They are streamed based on their choice and their semester 1 results in engineering. Yeah.
All right, thanks, Mary and Poti,
yeah,
for giving our participants some idea, all right, about this common engineering courses. So I think this question also very realistic question. I'd like to throw out to all the course chairs, since you're handling students all together. Is there any financial help for students? All right, to the course chair or anyone want to take up financial help? Can you give us some insights? Anyone?
Okay, I can chip in again.
Thank you, Poti. Thanks.
Okay.
Go ahead. Yeah.
The ministry as well as all the schools recognize that some students may need the extra help, particularly in during this period. Some parents could be hit with COVID, and so their financial situation may not be that desirable. The answer to that question is yes, we do have scholarships, as some of the participants have asked about scholarships. So if you are academically very strong, you can consider applying for the TP Engineering scholarships, and Ping Chin will tell you that we offer as many as 30 scholarships for our freshmen. Now, if you find that, I'm not that academically strong, but I still need the help, I still need the financial help, MOE offers a different tier of bursaries. So depending on your family income and the number of household members, you can then apply and be qualified under the different tiers. Now, if that's still not enough because the situation is really quite bad, we do have this, we are a care campus, we are very caring. We have this CCN, which is a caring fund. This fund is actually built up by through our internal activities. So students can actually apply for CCN, and each time the school disburse about $200 to $300 depending on the situation, and the application can be recurrent. Now, for freshmen, we have an added avenue for those who are not able to afford the laptop, because you have probably you are now also doing online lessons, and if you need a better equipped, if you need a laptop with better specifications, but you don't have the means to do so, you can also try to apply for a laptop subsidy. Back to you, Peng Chin.
Thank you so much. It's a very good list of suite of financial aids that we have actually you have what you call share with the participants. So in short, we will not shortchange anyone here with financial difficulty. All right, rest assured. All right, and I think like what Poti mentioned, one of very relevant one is the laptop subsidy or the BYOD fund. When we start school in Temasek Poly, all the students will need to carry laptops. So if for some with financial difficulty, we can tap on to this fund, all right, to help them buy the laptop to start the school here, right? And regarding laptop, I think there's also one question is that, is there any specific laptop brand? No, we don't have any specific laptop brand. Let's go by configuration. In fact, there will be a mass buy or a roadshow. Before you start school, you're admitted in TP. We will be informing you that when is the what you call a roadshow for you to buy the laptop through TP. All right, where they give you better kind of like service support 3 years on site, something like that, versus you buy from Simlim or Funan Center anywhere.
Okay. Maybe I can just add to the laptop purchase. So
yeah,
once the students have been successfully enrolled, they should be receiving from the school the list of recommended laptops, including the minimum specifications. And the roadshow that you are sharing, I think besides the better service arrangement, I think there is also a special prize given to our students.
Right. Thanks, Poti, for chipping in. Okay. So we have covered the aviation, some general question, right? The aviation is, a little bit affected because of this pandemic thing. But not all the industry are affected. Certain sectors are more upbeat. For example, now we know that globally there's a lot of chip shortages, electronics chip shortages. All right, that's one thing. And my conversation with some of the industry people was quite encouraging to know that in a couple of years' time, we may have an automotive manufacturing plant in Singapore, and they call it the dark factory. That means no light one, because it's manned by robots, right? So this represented what we talk about, Industry 4.0, advanced manufacturing system. These are all very upbeat and up and coming these days. So I think I want to invite my colleague in engineering clusters to share with us some insights on the graduates' perspective or job or career perspective opportunity in this area. All right, I may have like Choi Ping, Chapmang, and Xiao Qiang, computer engineering, digitization, data analytics. All these are very sexy things right now. All right. Can my colleagues in engineering cluster share with us the perspective in this area for our graduates?
Yes, thank you, Peng Chin. In fact, I want to self-quote you a bit. As soon as after this session, at 12 o'clock, we will have a Healthcare 4.0 and automation webinar. So do stay on to find out more from this cluster, which includes diploma in biomedical engineering and diploma in mechatronics, as well as CEP program, if you want to find out more. Okay. Yes, to answer what Peng Chin has mentioned, this diploma, or rather this engineering cluster, okay, we have, in addition to the 2 diploma that I mentioned, we also have diploma in electronics and diploma in computer engineering. So these are all the 4 diploma under this engineering cluster. We are actually preparing our students for the future workplace. And in the era of advanced manufacturing, which requires some of these emerging skills like data analytics, robotics and automation, and even in AI. So in the course of our diploma, we actually incorporated some of these skills in demand. okay, which is also listed in the Skill Future framework. Some of these skills that prepare our graduates upon graduation, they are able to explore and contribute in this area.
Thanks, Choi Ping.
Yeah.
Xiao Jiang, you want to add on?
To add on, yeah.
Xiao Jiang, you want to add on?
So sorry, I'm
Digitalization is
busy.
a big buzzword right now.
So sorry, I'm busy typing.
Yeah, I know. A lot of questions on
Anyway,
this.
yeah, I think computer engineering is if you join the computer engineering now, you just catch the right time because the industry is such that the industry is very short of tech talent, and the government has been asking for a lot of people to join the workforce in this area. Computer engineering is a course that will train our students to be ready for that kind of sector. We train our students in both in the hardware as well as software, and when we talk about software, it's not just about controlling the electronics, but also to the extent of development applications at the back end of the system. In that sense, you can then build a system from the end to end. All right, and this is very attractive as our students are therefore equipped to handle many different roles in different companies, and we unlikely any students from computer engineering will face any issues with market conditions because if this company don't do well, there are other companies that will still need your talent. Okay, I hope I answer some of the what Peng Chin is looking for. Maybe I leave it to Chaman to share the rest.
Thank you, Xiao Jiang. Okay, I will share a little bit on the electronics trend and the needs. So electronics is actually needed in many of the applications. It is an enabler to many of the things and new technology that we are trying to implement. For example, like clean energy, converting solar panel power to electrical power that we can use in households, converting wind power to what we can use. And it also, as we know, it enables us mobility that we can have handphone, notebook computer, all these easily access to online things that we want. All these will need electronics. And also, just now, Peng Chin mentioned something about there's electronics chip shortage, and therefore, many of the big car manufacturer actually has to postpone or stop their production temporarily. So we can see the needs of electronic is worldwide, and definitely electronics industry is one of the important industry in Singapore, and it is contributing to a significant GDP to Singapore every year. And it employs more than 68,000 of employees in Singapore. And from what we understand from the industry, our close partners in the semiconductor industry, yes, it will continue to expand in Singapore and continue to need a workforce and electronics profession to support this area in Singapore. Take example, during the pandemic period, there was many industry are uncertain, but electronics industry continue to add new employment even during the pandemic period. So yes, electronics is the industry. It's important industry in Singapore, and yes, there is many new emerging technology will need electronics, and you will see it continue to expand. Things like many people would like to have more memories. People talk about clouds, and all these will need electronics, right? And also things like IoT will need electronics. More sensors are needed. So definitely, it is an enabler technology, and Singapore is very active in this area. And yes, the employment is still positive. Thank you, Peng Chin.
Hey, thanks, Chapman, for giving us some insight in the electronics industry. You have heard that electronics industry or the manufacturing sector very upbeat these days. That is also because of pandemic is not everything bad. There's certain sector are also very upbeat. All right, especially the healthcare sector. All right, you know who I'm going to bring on board right now. Biomedical engineering, Adrian. Can you know, some of the questions that we have here, we receive here, what is biomedical engineering compared to, bioscience, that kind of courses? So Adrian, you might want to give us some perspective in this front.
Sure. All right, thank you for the question. Yeah, so for biomedical engineering, we train medical engineers to focus on advances in technology and medicine to develop new devices, new biomedical devices and equipment that can help to detect or sense the health status of a patient. For example, in pandemic, so you have this oximeter, you can do your ECG, pulse rate and everything. So we test out, yeah. So we need these devices, biomedical devices, to help to test out all this equipment, okay, and detect and prevent diseases from happening, and also to find possible cures by detecting first, and then because if you don't detect early, the diseases will expand and then becomes dreadful, and then cannot solve the problem. We also train our students to look at X-ray machines, MRI machines, ECG machines. In any hospital, there are about 2,000 to 3,000 biomedical equipments at any one time. So it is very important or vital that every ward or every operating theater must have all this equipment in perfect working position, operating equipment ready to be used or deployed in the hospital. So if they are wrongly detected, the doctors cannot decide and then do the wrong operation. You get what I mean? So detection is important so that we can read the readings through the electronics or biomedical devices, can read the information correctly, and the information can go to the doctor and the surgeon can do the operation correctly and diagnose the patient correctly. Okay, so that's the main idea here. So in biomedical engineering, we cover 3 areas, which is engineering, IT, okay, because nowadays, because of pandemic, a lot of patients cannot go to hospital, so they do telemedicine, telemedicine, which is the biomedical devices is connected to the internet, and then these recordings are sent across to the doctors, and the doctors can read it and give advice, offline. So that's one way. And of course, medical devices on remote monitoring, okay. And of course, nowadays we have a lot of wearables, like for example, your iWatch, that you can detect your ECG. Yeah, if your heart stops, at least the information is passed, and then you can track your whereabouts so that the paramedics can come to your rescue. Yeah, so all these are instruments that we teach our students, the fundamentals, okay, engineering, IT, and life science. Okay, so for example, HAP, how the human body works, what is the vital signals that we should get from the body. Okay, so there are many jobs available, especially in pandemic, and this is vital that we have this equipment ready. Should there be a spike, in the last year, 2019, there was a spike. So a lot of people are building ventilators and masks, special masks for surgical masks for the public. Yeah, so these are the areas that we cover. Yeah, and of course, there's one question about further education. Of course, you can go into NTU, NUS, SUTD, SIT. Okay, so no worries about going further education because the universities have established route. For example, in NTU, we have the bioengineering course, degree in bioengineering. We have the NUS, we have the biomedical engineering. SUSS, we have the biomedical engineering. SIT, you have a array of courses you can go from radiography to biopharmaceutical engineering. Okay, yeah, and physiotherapy. So these are the courses you can go on, but you need to have a good CGPA and do well in the course. Yeah, I hope that I've covered enough for you. Should you need more information, you can join us in our next seminar, which is after this webinar. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Adrian. Since you touched on the point on the what you call further education in the university, I may just add on. in general, all the courses, our engineering courses in TP will be able to progress to the university. All right, and please feel free to check out the website from NTU, NUS, or any of the 6 autonomous university for the diploma from our school that's able to take on the courses offered by them. All right. So this is something, and another very interesting thing I want to mention to you is that engineering diploma in the university are very versatile. Engineering diploma in the university, we can take other courses like arts, science, and also this what you call business and all this, but not the other way around. Sorry, I'm not downplaying any of the diploma. I'm just trying to say that if you have a business diploma, you cannot take engineering courses. But if you have an engineering courses, you can take arts, business, or anything. So I'm just highlighting the flexibility. I'm not saying downplaying any of the diploma, but just to let you know that our engineering curriculum is actually quite our coverage is quite wide, so that's why it's quite easily accepted into many courses in the university. All right. So I also want to at this point there is one course in the engineering cluster, the course very long name one that really cuts across different sector in the industry one. All right. This course is business, process, and system engineering. Wow, the name is very long, not for any reason. It's definitely more than the business element, right or not, Mr. Loh Hin Lun?
Yes. Hey, hi, thank you.
On this course.
Yes, thanks, Pinchin, for that. Yeah, and thank you for giving that background that for business process and system engineering, in short, BZE, have that flexibility to allow our graduate, when they graduate, to either move into the business or the engineering degree program, also in terms of the career options. Right, so thank you for giving that background to that. Because of that flexibility, we actually do see our students in many different sectors, right, ranging from manufacturing, from healthcare, from logistics to sales, and even to service and retail. Because if you actually look at this across all these different sectors, it involves processes. And what our students are learning very much in here is they are learning in terms of process enhancement, productivity improvement, process optimization, right? Because you cannot exclude this. Even if you say that you are doing an online platform, e-commerce kind of business, there is still some form of process in place. And that is important because it will be actually appealing to our students who are perhaps technically less of, who are less of a hands-on technical in that, and they want something a little bit more soft skill. So we will use things like simulation. We will use some of the trending of the data to make some important business decisions, right? So that's where we see the link, and that's where the link actually is in making some critical business decisions. Because having that decision, then the company or the department can decide what kind of strategies to take, be it in terms of marketing, be it in terms of processes in there, right? So it is actually quite versatile for students to, when they join us in here, right? Thank you for that. Thank you.
Hey, thanks so much, Hindun, for giving some insights into BZE, right? So I think we have covered quite a number of courses. You might be wondering, hey, what about the IFM? What about the integrated facility management? What about the architecture, technology, and building services? Well, they are very upbeat right now. BE, Built Environment Cluster, very happening yesterday. If you look at the news, our second Minister of Education, Dr. Maliki Osman, has actually opened our new center. All right, I will want to invite right now my colleagues in this Built Environment Cluster, Patrick and Williana. All right, tell us more about the opening of this new center. Yesterday was very happening. I believe you guys are very busy out there. Have you managed to take a selfie with our minister?
No, not really, because of the restrictions.
Oh, okay. So what this center is all about? Wow, it's a very new center. I look at the news is that do you have some what you call common equipment where students no longer, just on paper study only. They can go down there and experience those equipment in the building services and so on and so forth, or even in the architecture side of things. So yeah, you may like to give us some insight of this, and then yeah.
Maybe I'll just start. Yeah. So in fact, IBC is just one of the 11 centers that excellent centers that you have earlier shown in the video in the School of Engineering. And of course, in IBC itself, we actually spearhead a lot on industry training and also technology development in the built environment domain. Actually, we focus one important thing is that we support the Singapore Green Plan and also so-called the Build SG movement. So we actually partner with a lot of agency, association, and companies. As I mentioned earlier, we conduct industry training, technology innovation development across 3 key capabilities, mainly in smart facilities management, digital and sustainable architecture, and also smart building systems and technologies. So the whole place is actually like if you watch the news yesterday, talking about live lab, where students able to have a lot of practical and hands-on experience, overlooking at the different building management systems in place. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to add as well on what Patrick has mentioned. The best part of taking built environment courses in Temasek Polytechnic School of Engineering is that we do have relevant 2 tracks on work study post-diplomas. Now, these 2 are definitely relevant to the architectural sustainable design track, which is the specialist diploma in BIM and construction asset management. And the other track that we're looking at is on the energy track, which is the green tech that we're looking at, which is the specialist diploma in energy management and sustainable design. So these already runs since 2018. So in other words, that we have accumulated sustainable experience way before the initiative is actually being formed officially yesterday. So we do have many of our industry counterparts who is actually supportive within the so-called the new framework of a playground that you can be with. We call our learning classroom playground, because we definitely spend many hours there to learn and to problem solve what the real case study that we have in the industry itself. So what Patrick has mentioned is a true case of real life to education and educations to life. So we don't train the students within the Polytechnic, but we also do expose them to various major projects, internships. So by the time they graduate, they are rightly fresh, able to get a job. We do job matching via the work study post-diplomas, as well as meeting them right at the doorstep of the industry partners that we have. Yeah, so over to you, back to Patrick, if you have any other things to add on.
So, I mean, just to add on a little bit, so this live lab basically provides really a real-time training, because all the collaboration with industry partners, they have give us a lot of experience, which has really incorporated in both our diploma curriculum. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Patrick and Viliana, for your insights into the BE, and definitely, I think this what I call sustainability zero carbon footprint all these are very sexy words these days and very nice to hear that IFM and architecture, technology and building services are preparing students in this area and these directions. So facility management and all these building services are no longer the same as before already, right? So this is very exciting, and I believe the new intake of the student, which is this year 2022, will be benefited, right, in this with this new center. Am I right?
Definitely will be benefited from this new center.
Good, very good. All right, so I think I have actually briefly introduced to the participant all the various diploma. Let me just take a quick look at the Q&A, question that is still open. All right, our webinar will end at 12 o'clock, but we have some time. I will try to see whether what I can help to answer. All right, there was a question on what is the entry criteria for SUTD TP program. All right, now the SUTD TP program is a specially curated program for our students to take on SUTD courses. And this program is an integrated one, meaning to say that in the year 3 of the students' curriculum, they will do some SUTD module. And if they pass the module and meeting the minimum criteria stated by the SUTD, they will gain about 1 year exemption when they join SUTD after their NS, or for the girls, after they can join immediately. So that will give them, instead of for the A levels, we have to do a 4 years course in SUTD, but with this special program, those who have completed and successfully completed it, they will do a 3 years program in SUTD. All right, and it's integrated into their year 3 poly curriculum. All right, so regarding the entry criteria, of course, these are university by merit. Okay, we will what you call toss out the application to the student, and student will apply through the SUTD, because admission is all done by SUTD. They will submit their what you call school result. All right, by the time they submit their school, because year 3 they will start the curriculum in SUTD, so they will rely on their year 2 result, whatever result that they have at that point of time in poly, and will be reviewed by SUTD for acceptance or admission into this special program. I hope that answers your question. In short, the admission is administered by SUTD, but we just want to facilitate the student to have that, good exemption, to go through this program and have 1 year exemption.
Ping-Chin.
Yep.
Ping-Chin, you probably might have forgotten that we have another webinar coming up at 12. And so we may want to end a little bit early. So let's have another 5 minutes or so for Q&A. Shall we do that?
Yeah, sure. I'm going through the Q&A right now and see whether is there any question that we need to answer in specific here. All right, a couple of questions was on the minimum grade, minimum entry criteria. All right, this is the admission to our courses, or not only our courses, so any courses is by merit. So we have that criteria that we really need to follow. All right, but if you just have to miss the cut by a bit, but I think, for example, some of them are saying that maybe you have all the A1s for all the other subjects except English, you have E8 or something like that. Please feel free to send in your appeal to our admission office. We will review it and we'll see whether some other conditional acceptance that we can offer to you. All right. So I hope that answered that question over there. All right. I think I don't see there's any burning question in the background here right now. So let me continue with the webinar to the last stage here. All right, but I believe that we are coming close to end of this webinar. Sorry, due to the time limit, because we have another webinar that's coming up at 12 o'clock. But thank you for all your questions. And if you really need more, you really have more questions and like to understand more about the courses, please sign up for all these webinars happening next week. All this can be accessed in, you can look out for all this, what you call the booking system, the registration system, all this from our website. And I do encourage you to sign up for online course advisement. And these are specific to the course that you want to apply, specific to the condition or the result or the question that you have. All right, do sign up for all this and booking by through the web, all right, online. All right. In the meantime, I also want to highlight to you a very special webinar that we will be holding on a Tuesday night at 7:30. If you are considering engineering career, and the School of Engineering is organizing this very special webinar for you, consider the JC or Poly path, you're considered engineering as a career. All right, don't miss this special webinar. Sign it up by scanning the QR code here, or check out our Facebook or Instagram. These are already posted down there. All right, this is for those who consider engineering as a career. is Poly or JC path. All right, we will have this special session hosted by students. All right. And to help us improve our webinar, we appreciate you can take some time, all right, to provide us your feedback by scanning this QR code. All right. Thank you so much for your attention. All right. Once again, all right, from all of us here from School of Engineering, we appreciate your time and attention, and have a nice weekend. Hope to see you soon in Temasek Polytechnic, and good luck to everybody. Bye.
Bye. Thank you for your time.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye.